What's up, guys? Malicious J here, back for another vlog. Today's going to be a little bit different. This is actually going to be my very first car review, and as you could probably tell by the title of this video, I got a new car. I did not actually get rid of the S, okay, so don't flame me for that, but I had to get a new daily driver. You've probably seen in previous videos me talk about how many miles are on the S. It's over 187,000 now. And while it still runs perfectly well and I'm not having any issues with it, it's just time to get something that I can use on a daily basis and not have to worry about. So what did I get? Well, check it out. This is a 2012 Mazda 3i Touring 5-door hatchback Skyactiv 2.0G. I think that's all that I need to say about it. Long name, but it's a heck of a little car. Just a quick background on basically how I acquired it. My wife and I have been looking for some sort of a cheap, reliable, good on gas car for me to be able to actually pick the kids up in. So obviously anything with 4 doors is going to be perfect, and this just kind of came out of nowhere. I was actually looking at, if you can believe it, Honda Fit and the Toyota IM, Corolla or Scion IM or whatever they are now, until they decide what they're going to do with Scion and Toyota brands anyways. And this car just kind of came out of nowhere. We saw it on a lot as a used car that hadn't even been processed yet by the dealer. I went around, kicked the tires, and we looked at some other cars on the lot and really didn't think anything of it. During lunch one day, I drove over just to check it out one more time because I actually saw it pop up on Auto Trader. I headed over there and it was basically in the same spot it was before a week later. It hadn't been processed yet, nothing. Guy happened to walk out. I said, hey, you mind if I take a look at this car? So he goes, yeah. So we call somebody up and they bring the key out. Start it up, sounds good. Looked inside, spotless. It looks like nobody even sat in the back seat before. Like I said, this is a 2012. It's got 52,800 miles on it. That's about what it had when I got it. Got it last Saturday. I've had it for about 4 days now. The guy told me, well, it hadn't been processed yet. We need to go ahead and get it cleaned up, inspected, do whatever we got to do. And it ended up being a certified vehicle, which is great. Told the wife about it, and hey, the Mazda 3, it looks absolutely fantastic. So we were looking around online and found another one and said, well, shoot, let's go ahead and look at these 2 cars this weekend. One was actually about an hour and a half south of Roanoke in Martinsville. So we said, well, let's go down there. It's the furthest one away. That was actually a S Grand Sport, which is the bigger motor. It's 2.5, but it's not the Skyactiv. Had all the bells and whistles, had the sunroof and the push to start and Bluetooth and navigation, blah, 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 all that good stuff. We said, well, let's see. They were both about the same price, okay? The Sport Grand Touring was black and it had a little over 90,000 miles on it, but the dealership was actually offering a lifetime powertrain warranty on it, which immediately I was like, well, let's go ahead and check it out, because why not? If somebody else is going to take care of an engine or transmission, if there's a problem with it, then maybe it'll be worth going to check it out. So we went and checked that one out first. Got down there, car looked pretty clean on the outside, just basic scratches and stuff, nothing crazy. What in the world is going on here? There's some cops, slow traffic. Let's figure out what all this. Ooh, that is a wreck. That is a big, bad wreck. So let me go real slow around here. Okay, yeah, that's... somebody got T-boned and ran right into a telephone pole. Back to the black Mazda. So we got down there, it looked good. Basic scratches on it, nothing crazy. I'm not really worried about, just a little bit of scratches here and there. Not bad. I'd rather it have a scratch than a dent. No dents. It actually looked pretty good. Clean Carfax, 1 owner, no accidents or anything like that. And I could tell there was no paint work done to it or anything. So, found a guy and said, hey, I'd like to look at this car. And he goes and gets keys, takes it, drives it up. And as soon as he opens the door, you could almost smell the ashes falling out onto the ground. It was so strong of smoke that I actually had to back up a second because I'm really sensitive to that kind of stuff. I can't handle it. I don't smoke. I don't like smoke. If you smoke, that's fine. I don't hate anybody for smoking. It's just I can't handle it. My body rejects it. Anyways, so I think, oh my God, okay, well, I'm already here. Let's go ahead and test drive it. You know, I'm not going to smoke in it, and I know there's things you can do to at least get some of the smoke smell out of cars, although I don't believe anything ever gets it all the way out. I've never seen it get it all the way out. Anyways, but I drove it. Car drove fine. Like I said, it had a little under 100,000 miles on it. The interior was pretty worn out. It had leather, but a lot of the stitching had come undone, and there were cigarette burns here, there, and all that stuff. They wanted X amount of dollars for it. And I talked to my wife, and she looked it over, and obviously she smelled all the cigarette smoke too. And we went to breakfast to think about it and decided, you know, if they want to sell this car today, I'm going to get a deal on this car. So we came up with a price, and it was let's just say a lowball offer, okay? And I'm not going to talk about it because I actually gave the guys my cards that I was dealing with. Let me just say right offhand, those guys that actually helped me out, the salesman. I'll throw your first names in there. Anthony and Kenneth, extremely professional gentlemen, talked about cars. Kenneth actually said he had an S2000, it's a silver one, absolutely beautiful, red interior, I love it. It's awesome to meet another S2000 owner. But those guys were great, nothing against the dealership, nothing against the salesman. The car just wasn't meant to be. We couldn't agree on a price. And basically I wasn't comfortable paying any more than I was comfortable paying for a car that may or may not ever get rid of a cigarette smell. So it was kind of a bust. You know, we drove all that way and ended up not getting the car, but that's fine. It was a little family trip for the day. But obviously on our way back to Roanoke, we stopped by Salem, and there's a dealership out there. That was where the white one came from. This one right here is the one I got. As soon as we got there, they were just finishing up getting it cleaned and detailed. So took the kids to lunch, had a burger, fed some ducks, that kind of stuff. And the guy called me back, the salesman, and said, hey, the car's ready for you to test drive if you want to head on over. So sure thing, I'll be there in about 5 minutes. So get there, hands me the keys, hop in it, take it around the block. This thing feels like it is brand new from day one. New car smell still, 50,000 miles. Now I'm not positive, but I think it was a leased vehicle, female driven. Obviously you could tell that there's like makeup all over the steering wheel and all that, but literally the interior is pristine, never been smoked in. The rear seats, like I said, I've never even been sat in. It looks like they were just off the factory, like they just pulled the plastic off of it. It's crazy. So got back to the dealership, hashed out a number, and bing bang boom, there we go. I now have a daily driver. Now, my impressions on this car, after driving it for about 4 days now, I've got about 100 miles on it. Okay, I filled it up once. 12 gallons cost me about $24 or something like that. And I should get a little over 450 miles out of this tank of gas, which I think is just absolutely incredible. It is white, it is crystal white pearl, I believe is the official paint code name for this car. It is the 6-speed automatic, the Sky Active engine. It's actually the first year of the 2-liter Sky Active, or any Sky Active motor, I believe. It's a black interior, cloth. It's basically the base model, but it does have some pretty cool features. It's got all the information: fuel economy, range, outside temperature, obviously clock, radio. Didn't realize it when I actually bought it, but it does indeed have Bluetooth, which is like magic to me. I can just hop into my car, turn my Bluetooth on my phone, play Pandora, and I am absolutely ecstatic about that. Because the S, I had that little tuner, and I couldn't charge it while I was doing that. It was usable, but this is better. Anyway, it's got all these functions. I can answer phones from the steering wheel and change the station on the steering wheel and all that stuff. I've already paired my phone to my wife's phone. It's got cruise. It's got everything you would ever need. The air conditioning is ice cold. It is quiet as a mouse in here. I mean, we used to have a little protege. My wife had a protege. It was a 2001, I think. And that little thing, it was a great little car. No problem out of it. It was kind of loud, noisy going down the road. You had rattles and this and that, but never had a problem out of reliability on it. But this thing seems like it's just built extremely well. I mean, yeah, the interior is all plastic and all that stuff, but you know, what do you expect from a car that is like 20 grand brand new? You know, you're not going to get leather wrap this, leather wrap that, although the steering wheel is wrapped in leather, and that's nice. And I do like that. Reminds me of the S. Everything is just laid out so perfect. The steering is extremely responsive. Before I knew that we were going to get a new daily driver for me, I had bought new tires for the S, as you saw a couple videos back, and I had them put on. And unfortunately for the S, I had to put all-season tires on it, and there's just not many ultra high performance all-season tires for the size of a stock AP1 wheel. So that being said, it doesn't handle the way it really should right now, and I regret getting an all-season tire now that I have this, because I'll never have to drive the S in anything but sunny, warm weather anymore. And I dare say that even with the all-season tires on this car, which are actually 205 55/16s, which are the stock AP1 front sizes, this thing actually, at the moment, has much better steering response and feel than the S. Now, if I could go throw on some, you know, UHP summer tires on the S, it'd be completely different, because I've had those on there before, and it's an absolute beast when it's got the right tires on it. But you know, things happen that way. That's just the way it is. Maybe I could sell those off and you know, actually get some ultra high performance summer tires soon. The handling of this car is a lot better than I ever had imagined. I mean, it's a hatchback. It weighs probably 3,100 pounds, and it's just stock suspension from Mazda. And this little sucker has got some mojo to it. It is so nice. All right, a couple of specs on the car. This is the 2-liter Skyactiv. It has 155 horsepower and I believe 148 foot-pound of torque, which is almost the same as the S2000, sad to say. But all in all, this thing has so much pep. It actually feels like when you actually romp on the throttle, it almost feels like a small turbocharged car, because you kind of get this like squirrely front end feel, and the front end wants to kind of come out from under you a little bit. It is an absolute joy to actually drive. It does have the little slap shift, sport shift thing, which I'll never use. My wife will probably use it because she thinks it's manual. It's not, honey. It's not a manual. You have to learn. Anyways, no, the transmission shift's great. It seems to search a little bit for gears if you're not on flat ground. But right now, like, let's see if I can get this info to come up. Right now, I am cruising at 40 miles an hour. It's at 1,500 RPMs. Hasn't even gone to 6th gear yet. It is a 6-speed auto. And I am averaging, by the trip, about 47 miles per gallon. Cruising around at 40. Now, 59 miles per gallon. I'll let off a little bit, though, so that's kind of cheating. But I'm currently running about 33 mpg combined at the moment. On the highway, if I just got the cruise on, flat ground at 60, I'll probably get about 41, 42, and I think that is incredible for a car that's only rated at like 38 max highway, which is kind of funny because the S2000 is like that too. I think the stock numbers for the S are like 19 in the city and 26 on the highway, but I get 25 combined easily. I've actually gotten up to 32 on the highway in the S before. And so I don't know where they get these numbers from, but obviously I'm not driving the car. Anyways, first impressions on the Mazda. It is absolutely a fantastic little car. Mazda is a company that, although they were owned by Ford for a little bit, and I believe Ford still has a little bit of a stock in it, they do their own thing. They don't have Ford motors, they don't have Ford this and Ford that anymore. Mazda is Mazda. The new Miata is absolutely beautiful. The RF is crazy. My boy actually sent one of the new Miatas when we were at the showroom. But this car, first impressions, phenomenal. It's my new daily. I love it. Obviously, let's say I'm going to paint the wheels. I'm going to paint the calipers. I'm going to put yellow fog lights on it. And maybe that's it, because my wife doesn't want me to spend any money on it. Although we do have a little bit of a payment, but it's not much. So if I stop eating out every day, I could probably do that. And that's kind of the point. Yeah, so thanks for checking in and watching my video on my new dad ride. I'm trying to find a good like dadmobile or dad car or kid getter or something like that for my license plate. I can't think of one that hadn't been taken yet, but I gotta find something like that. But this is my new dad ride, my new dadmobile. Picking up the kids, there's already child seats in the back. You can probably see part of one back there right now. But gotta go to the store. I appreciate you watching the video. Please subscribe. Let me know if you have a Mazda, if you've ever had a Mazda, or if you don't like Mazdas or whatever. Let me know in the comments. Like, share the video. I do appreciate it. I have a lot of fun doing this, making videos for you guys, and I'm really excited to finally be able to do a car review, and hopefully I'll be able to do more in the future. We'll see. But I'm going to go to the store and grab some stuff for dinner. You guys have a wonderful night, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.